Hello everyone, today we are going to develop the topic task-based language teaching, commonly known as TBLT. We are Laura Corrales, Jocelyn Leon, and Ashley Paniagua. Thank you for watching. Talking about the background, we can talk about the creator as well, in which its main aspect or its main purpose was to focus on the process rather than the product. This author is actually Mr. Willis in 1996. I'm going to explain you what's its main purpose. We need to use activities that involve real communication that will help the learner to get this main purpose, which is learn English. So activities in which the language is involved that will carry meaningful tasks, and the meaningful tasks are going to support the learner in their process of learning, of course. If you take a look, this is a machine in which every single thing in the machine is working in order to produce something. At the end, every single part has different shapes, different times, different procedures, but at the end, this is going to work as a whole to produce something, as well as our learning process is going to produce and help the student to become better. In the approach, we have two main theories. The most important one is the theory of learning, but also the theory of language. It's also important to mention. In the theory of language, language is primarily a means of making meaning. Then, multiple models of teaching inform this task-based. Then we can talk that lexical units are central in language use and language learning. Then, the theory of learning, which is the most important, these tasks provide both the input and the output processing necessary. We need them to produce as well. We as teachers, we are going to be talking in English in class, but we also need them to talk in English. So these activities and this achievement of their activities are going to be motivational. They are going to be able to see that they were able to produce something. So we wanted to feel that. Maybe the learning process may be difficult. We are going to find 30 students in our classroom. Those are 30 students that are unique. So we need to believe that we can make it and that we every single time can improve our learning process.
Design. The goal of the task-based language teaching are determined by the specific needs of particular learners. The components of the activities were defined in the syllabus under the headings of situation, stimulus, product, task, and cognitive process. The syllabus can be used as a basis for classroom teaching, and the design of teaching materials, on the other hand, proponents of the task-based language teaching, they are more concerned with the process dimensions of learning. It specifies the task that should be carried out by learners within a program. The TBLT syllabus might specify two tasks: real-world tasks designed to practice or rehearse those tasks that are found to be important and useful in the real world, and the pedagogical tasks that have psycholinguistic basis in SLA theory and research but not real-world tasks. Types of learning and teaching activities. All materials designed for language teaching can be seen as compendia of tasks. There are many competing descriptions for basic task types in TBLT. Some characteristics of task can be one-way or two-way. Task involves one-way or two-way exchange of information. Convergent or divergent. Students achieve a common goal or different one. Collaborative or competitive. All carried out a task or compete with each other. Single or multiple outcomes, single outcome or different ones. Concrete or abstract language, use of concrete or abstract language. Simple or complex processing requires simple or complex cognitive processing, simple or complex language. Linguistic demands of the task are relatively simple or complex. Reality based or not reality based, it's a real world activity or it's a pedagogical activity not found in the real world. Learner roles. Some roles for learners are assumed in current proposals of task-based language teaching. Primary roles that are implied by task work are group participant. It's where tasks will be done in pairs or small groups. The monitor. Class activities have to be designed so students notice how language is used in communication. Learners themselves need to attend not only to the message in task work, but to the form in which message typically compact. Risk taker and innovator require learners to create and interpret message.
Teacher roles, selector and sequencer of task. The central role of a teacher is in selecting, creating, and adapting the task, then establishing these into an instructional sequence in keeping with learners' needs and language skill level. Preparing learners for task. Some of the activities that can be useful in this section are topic introduction, clarifying task instructions, helping students learn some words and phrases to facilitate the task, and providing partial demonstration of the task procedures. Consciousness raising, enrolling a variety of form focusing techniques such as attention focusing, pre-task activities, guided exposure to parallel task, text exploration, and use of highlighted material. The role of instructional material. By using authentic and popular material as much as possible, can increase the facility in order to do the task. For instance, newspaper. Examination of newspaper, determine section, and suggest new ones. Television. Taking notes of the forecast weather, watching infomercials, and do a list of the hype words. Internet. Giving a book a title to be acquired. Conduct a comparative shopping. Make a list of the prices, mailing times, shipping charges, and justify their choices. Seeking to find cheap hotels in different parts of the world. And finally, sharing in a chat room their interests, likes, and dislikes. Procedure. In order for the students to be able to carry out in English, there are some target tasks. Basic social survival transactions, face-to-face informal conversations, telephone conversations, interviews in the campus, and service encounters. The steps of the procedure are the following. Pre-task, introduction to the topic and task. The professor helps the student to understand the objectives of the task by brainstorming use of pictures, mime, or personal experiences. The task cycle. The task can be done by pairs or groups, can give the students the opportunity to use language they already know. The teacher goes around the class, checking and supporting their attempts of communication. Also, the teacher helps the students to formulate what they want to say if they have troubles. Planning. The students can write a little report of how was the class and how was the outcome, and practice on what they want to say and write. Report. The teacher asks some pairs to share their reports, so everybody can compare outcomes. The teacher can give feedback of the outcome, but not in public. Post-task listening. Listening a recording of fluent speakers doing the same task and compare the task in the way that they did the task themselves. Analysis. The teacher sets some language-focused task based on the material the students have read or listened. The students find phrases related to the topic, like finding words ending in s, verbs in past tense, or classifying yes or no questions. The teacher goes around helping the students, and finally the teacher reviews the analysis so the students can take notes. Practice. The teacher conducts practice activities based on the language analysis they already did. As a way of conclusion, TBLT provides a more effective logical use of tasks as well as a different basis or benchmark as a primary source of pedagogical input in language teaching. Another key aspect of TBLT is a focus on the student's needs, which is ideal since it involves resources and activities of daily living to maintain students' learning in their context. This is the activity that we want to share with you. Our question for you is, what are some examples of tasks that can be used in the classroom? Thank you so much for watching.